What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your player partner, Captain Pimpy. Yes, sir. Back with another episode of Crunk Lit Fresh. You already know what time it is. Clock in time. You know what I'm talking about? So I got a guest, jack of all trades. I'm gonna introduce him, but he gonna introduce himself also. Kaz. What's going on, man?
Yes, what's going on, Pimping? What's going on? Thank you for having me here today.
Most
again.
definitely.
You know, my name is Kaz the Great. You know what I mean? Representing up north in ATL.
Okay, so Kaz, let me ask you this: how do you spell that for my viewers out here, in this Anchor Life family? Shout out to them. How do you spell your name?
Okay, it's Kaz again. That's Kaz. You can check me out on IG at Kyan Wilson. That's KYAMWILSON. You can also check me on TikTok at Kaz Wilson, KAZWILSON 770.
All right. That's what's up. So make sure y'all go ahead and follow him. So man, what's going on, man? How you been?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm highly favored and blessed, as I should say, man. It's another beautiful day out here in the A. Again, thank you again, Pimpin, for having me on your show. You know, we go back a little ways, and I'm really really proud of what I see, what's going on here. You know what I mean? I just want to take my hat off to you, and you know, again, represent Crunk Lit Fresh. Everybody, that's Crunk Lit Fresh.
Yeah, we do go go a little ways, yes, but I appreciate you even allowing me to kick it with you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna look at it as no interview or nothing like that. We
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We about to learn some new stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of it is iron sharper iron, and I believe in that.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. So my Crunk Lit Fresh family. Mm-hmm. Kyle about to go ahead and give y'all some of this game knowledge.
You know what I'm saying? Word up.
Let them know what's going on.
All right, so let me start off by saying, I live in the ATL right now, but I'm originally from New Jersey, from Newark, New Jersey. You know what I mean? And I got an interesting story, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Newark.
Yes, sir. Newark always in the house, Brick City, you already know. I got the same story that most shorties have growing up in the cities. You know, what we did to survive. You know what I mean? We had our ups and our downs. Drugs was a major part of growing up. Hip hop was a major part growing up. And the music raised us, and my era is Tupac. You know what I mean? He raised me. You know what I mean? With that being said, I seen a lot. I had a colorful childhood. But happy to still be here and blessed to be sitting here, like I said, with Crunk Lit Fresh. But again, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I moved out.
Yeah, how was it? How was it in North? Give them background when you grew up. And what era did you grow up in?
Well, okay, so I grew up in the 80s, man.
Okay.
80s and the 90s. To the 80s. You know what I mean? Crack was definitely, that was the thing. That was a drug. Crack, that was a drug of choice. I say around 88, 89, I was about 10 years old, and I began, doing what so many people in my neighborhood did, selling crack, to survive, just to make a little money. You know what I mean? We wanted to keep the fresh feet, the fresh fit, and that was the thing. We looked up to the neighborhood drug dealer, you know what I'm saying? That was what we saw, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, that was saturated all throughout where I'm from,
Okay, that's dope. So how did you come to the A or Metro Atlanta? Like, how did that come about?
Well, man, it's crazy. It was actually by chance. I again in New Jersey, growing up, like I said, doing the things I was doing. At a certain age, you can't do that no more. You start thinking of alternative ways to live. I had my first child at 20 years old. And I had to think about other career moves. So I bullshitted my way into a job being a firearm instructor. And I lied on this application, man. I told him I knew what I was doing, man. I told him I was a shooter and all types
like of shit. Like a lot of us did,
And I got up in there, but I actually did a lot of learning on the job. And learning that, I hooked up, it was an officer there. And for some reason, whenever black people would come into this gun shop, they would always put the black people with me and have me instruct them on how to shoot. So I fell in love with it, man. It was something legal, and I felt like, this is the thing for me. I fell in love with the guns, and so that led me to trying to try my hand at law enforcement. Now, again, I had a criminal record. Like I said, I had a very colorful childhood, but I thought I could do it. And in New Jersey, the cutoff was like 40 years old. And I was training somebody one day. It's like, oh, well, they hiring down in Atlanta and Savannah, Georgia. So I said, you know what? Let me take a trip. I jumped in my car, rode down to Savannah. They actually hired me for the police.
What?
I was like, wow, yeah. I'm like, damn.
Tatted up and everything.
Tatted up and everything.
Tatted up and everything.
That let me know I was really a stunt dummy. They was putting me on the front line, so I thought about it.
Foot soldier. You was there.
They offered me like 10, 20 bands to come down, find a place and everything, and I actually turned that down. But when I turned it down, I had a talk with my family, and they was real excited about moving to the A. So I said, what, I'm gonna give it a try, but let's see if I can get something a little closer to Atlanta. So I come to Atlanta, and again, I was into the guns, and that's where come in when I meet you,
Yeah.
We jumped in this the prison system.
Yes.
And let me say, it was a very eye-opening experience. I was there for about 3 years. Moved up real quick, and that I can't believe they gave me the job. But I'm happy they gave me the job because I got training to do what I'm doing now. So during this time at this prison, and I worked at a number of the prisons here in Georgia, you know what's for you and what's not for you.
Most definitely.
So when you're in here, you're looking at people that look like you, that look like your sons, that look like your brothers.
Yes.
They suffering, and you basically are the what can I say, the overseer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that's how I felt in there.
Yeah.
I felt like a father to grown men.
Yeah. To grown
and
men.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
So
and especially when these people are, we only a step out of there. We 1 foot in, one foot out.
Most
ourselves,
definitely.
You know what I mean? So when you start saying that, you start saying like, I can't do this job because it compromised a lot of my integrity. We grew up with a rule, no snitching rule, things of that nature.
Most
Now, some people might say it's fibblish or whatever, but to me, it shaped who I was, and it shaped more of, instead of telling, let me help people. You know what I mean? Let me be a light to some of these people. And maybe we could change lives that way. I don't want to be your captor or your captor holding you captive. You know?
Your master.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
on some slavery type stuff. Exactly. And I try to tell people they never took that out of the Constitution.
No, they did not.
So it's still in the prison system. Just to give y'all some
especially
education.
Here in the South. Like I got a dose of that. I'm like, damn, man. And we was locked up in there too. Once them doors shut, we in there too.
We in there. I tell people you had to be mental health to work there to deal with mental health.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you got to be a little shot out to deal with them.
Word. You got to be on your shit, and when you're dealing with men, you got to understand every man wakes up different. You got some people just lost their mom, or some people their girl cheating on them. Some people, might just found out they got a disease, or So you're dealing with a lot of people with a lot of things going on, and with that being said, you have to be able to adapt to people move very quickly too.
Yes,
because it can cost you your life. But like I said, with doing that, I had a chance to reach out to a lot of people in there. You know what I mean? I did my job. I ruled with authority, but I also was fair, and I liked to use my life as a light or a guide. Like, yo, I'm from where you guys from. I'm from Jersey. You from out here in Georgia. You know what I mean? We from the same struggle. We are who we are. You know what I mean? So I wanted to let them know you can do this. You can do that. You feel me?
Yeah. So let me tell you how I met Kaz. He was down. So it's two parts of this whole system. I call it in the back. And he was running this place. Like, I seen him as a CO1 type thing, but dude was running this place. Like, be like, what up, yo? And he'd just go and go and go. And then I was down there doing like some outside detail stuff. And he was like, yo. And most time he just said, what up? Y'all good? And boom, we grabbed our offenders and kept it moving. Well, after a while, it was like, yo, it's only a handful of us black people that's in this little area. And when we started talking, he was like, "Yo, they want to give me the sergeant position already." I said, "Damn."
Word.
You wouldn't even. So the whole thing was you had to be there at least 2 years to even be a sergeant.
Yeah.
Because I know that because I was like in the mix of going to try to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this dude was already on it. So I'm like, yeah, that's a dude that you want to look out for and be around and stuff like that.
Word.
But he definitely was on his shit, and that's how it's been since I met you. So I can't really say that that you switched up or changed or anything like that.
Man, like you
said. You did tell me you was an asshole and then you chilled after you got out that.
Well,
because that prison life will make you.
That shit changes you because you in constant survival mode. Yes. So, like I said, being from the street, being from where we are, I remember I used to walk on the floor. They'd be like 12. I was like, what the fuck y'all calling 12?
Man, what I couldn't stand that.
Call me 12 again. You know what I mean?
I couldn't stand that.
Then I started figuring out, I'm 12.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, boom.
But it sounded like fighting words, though. It really sounded like fighting words.
To me, it was always fuck the police. So at the end of the day, a lot of things I had to deal with just to survive. And again, like I said, I don't knock that part of my life because it was a part of the life that I had to go through. And I believe I did more good than harm. I helped a lot. Still shout out to them, I had a lot of free training to do what I'm doing now.
Most definitely.
So again, back to the story. While I'm at the prison, I'm like, this shit ain't for me. COVID starts. Once COVID starts, I'm thinking of other ways to do shit. I want to get out of this prison. They got me looking goofy, got my face all shaved and shit. I'm like, yo, I don't like this.
Need a shaver profile.
Word. So I start Up North Promotions. Up North Promotions was just me getting to learn Atlanta. I was throwing parties, I got a few peoples out here and I was saying how they was moving and I wanted to get in that scene, throwing parties again. But mentally, like I said, I'm always based on helping. It's something about the youth that I gravitate to,
Okay, that's a good thing.
So I figure I start throwing these parties, I get more youth, my name get out there. Now I can talk to some of them and let them know, what it is. Because like I said, I just want to, outreaching is my thing, I feel like that's what I was called to do. So anyway, doing the Up North thing, I noticed, like I said, I didn't know a lot of people out here. I said, well, I'm going to need security. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not going to pay security, man. I just did 3 years in this prison. You know what I mean? I got all these certifications. You know what I mean? I could fight. I could shoot. I'm good. You know what I mean? Let me go start this company. So I started this company called Prestige Protection Services. And it was just me, right? And I said, I'm going to start doing security. You know what I mean? I'm going to hold things down. And my first client going to be myself. You know what I mean? But as I'm doing it, I run into a lot of obstacles as far as getting the paper up to get not certified, but to get bonded and things like that. Okay. So once I got all that together, I was using this as basically I started a company called, the company that I started was Prestige Protection, but I started, it's called Self-Destruction, right? And it was called Survive.
Gotcha.
Right? The program was called Survive. So what Survive was, it was more like going around letting children know what to do in case of natural disasters, right? So we're still on the security tip. Again,
none of that put your head down in the hallways.
Well, some of that was that.
And tornado drill this ball up.
Some of that was that. But what stood out to me that I wanted to let people know was, like I said, we're from rural places, urban areas, and most of us, I know up north anyway. Down south it's a little different. You guys had backyards and stuff like that, but up north we didn't have backyards, so it wasn't nowhere where we can grow crops, alternative means to get food or any of that. So I'm thinking like, man, well, what's going to happen if it's a tornado? You know what I mean? They go through the East Coast, you know what I mean, and the trucks can't move, you know what I mean? You can't get no food to the stores. What are we going to do? What are the black people going to do? Because most black people lived in those kind of areas where we were just surrounded by concrete up north. Okay. But even down here, when you have your projects and things like that, there's no yards. There's nowhere to grow your food and things of that nature. Okay. So I started thinking of, well, in order for you to survive any environment, you got to have what you call natural resources in that environment. Right, so we start looking at what's our natural resources. It ain't the liquor store, no. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the drug man, you know what I mean? And Once a natural disaster comes, we got about 3 days before you can't get no food at the grocery store. So what are we gonna do? So I'm banging my head. What am I gonna do? I start putting plans together. My first plan I put together was a planting inside of a box. So you take a box, you fill it with dirt, you get some seeds, and you plant it, and you water it. You can do this on your front porch. You can do this on your back porch. You can do it in your basement, in your garage, whatever. I started pushing that, survive, and I started saying, well, there's other things we're going to need. We still got to wait for that stuff to, to grow.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yes. So I reached out to a company called Four Patriots. They was my first sponsors. And with
That's dope. That's dope. And shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to Four Patriots. You can go on fourpatriots.com. And what they did was they specialize in food that lasts you for 25 years. Right? It never like goes back.
Item type thing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what they did was they helped me out where I can go to people in the urban communities, and let them know you could take this box of food, put it on your bed, and forget about it. You got something. All you got to do is add water. That's it. And you have something if it was a natural disaster. A lot of people don't think about the aftermath of natural disasters. A lot of times you start seeing looting, people stealing TVs and shit. What the fuck you going to do with a TV? What you going to eat?
Especially if you got no power during a disaster.
Exactly. That's another thing. Power. I'm glad you brought that up. I also got things from them where it came down to solar powered chargers for your phone. Solar powered generators and things of that nature. Okay. So I fell in love with that, and that was part of Prestige Protection Services. So I was going around talking to kids about stuff like that, and trying to get adults and people that look like me on this thing where, you can survive and make sure your family has something to eat and your family can make it through until help arrive, such as FEMA and things like that. But
so let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
When did the kit come apart? When did that come with a little survivor kit that we was talking about?
Okay.
So when did that kick in? Because that's something definitely that, I was like, yo, that's dope.
So while doing that,
I'm gonna tell my Crunk Lit Fresh family this. Right. He's an interesting guy now.
All right.
So you about to learn a lot of stuff. This is, information. Like I told y'all, this Crunk Lit Fresh family, it's a variety of topics. You know what I'm saying?
Just power.
So it's not just gonna be music about rap artists, everything. So he's about to give y'all different flavor, different game on different stuff. So I just wanted this is educational. And we want y'all to take that and apply that to yourself. So, like I said, he's a very interesting dude. That's why I had to get him on here. But yeah, sorry to cut you off. You continue.
Okay, so I came up with this thing called the bug out bag. Now, it's not my invention. This is something known in the world of survival. It's called preparation, doomsday prep, whatever you want to call it. But my bug out bag was a little different. And like I said, in this bag, I had a number of things that we can use in urban areas to survive. I mean, everything from portable stoves to mini fishing rods, to batteries, to kits for the Band-Aids and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, those kits and all that. Sorry, but I had all of that inside this bag. And this bag is especially designed for your lifestyle, and especially designed to the things that you have in your area to survive. You know what I mean? So if you don't have woods in your area where you can go and kill a deer and get meat, you know what I'm saying? In your bag, you're gonna have things that you can get, like you might have to eat a squirrel, you might have to eat a rat. You know what I'm saying? You might have to eat some roaches, but you're going to have to have fire to cook this food. You know what I'm saying?
So you got them little match things, those starter matches.
I got all that. The starter matches. I have the charcoal. I have the flint. I have all that to start your fire so that you could cook whatever you could find. Even if you got to start cooking leather and dirt off the ground, you have these tools to prepare your meal, So, like I said, I designed them for different areas for different people. So I've hooked up with a couple celebs, and we're working on different types of these bags.
I was about to say, how can they? Is it available now or?
Oh
is
yeah,
it still
it's definitely available. You can hit me up on my social media and I can send it to you. But we have something new and improved coming that we're about to put out on the market real soon. I can't really put that info out right now,
Okay.
but he gonna have me back on here and I'm gonna let you
Most
guys
definitely.
know. Yeah.
We getting exclusives,
Yes,
player.
sir.
We getting exclusives.
Yes, sir.
So.
So back to that bug out bag. That bug out bag is everything, and it's good for you to have one for yourself, one for your kids. You know, you keep one in your car, you keep one next to your door, because you never know when things gonna break out and you gonna have to break out. You know what I mean? So having a survival mind is something, like I said, we all grew up on. When you're growing up in these inner cities, even in the country, you know what I mean, you gotta have that survival. That's the only way we stay here. You know what I mean? When shit hit the fan, nobody gonna come help you. You got to be able to help yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep in mind that everything ain't about Jordans. Everything ain't about the gold chains and the Rolex watches. You know what I mean? Some of this shit we can't eat. And some of this shit ain't going to protect your family. You know what I mean? So the things that's going to protect, it's going to be mindset and preparation. You know what I'm saying? The more prepared you are, you know what I'm saying, the better you're going to be. So sometimes we get sidetracked with all that's going on out here. You know what I mean? Damn, man, you seen them new Yeezys, yo. You seen them new Jordans. All that is good, you know what I mean? But you ain't going to be able to wear Jordans when the war come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's time for you to feed your family. Them Jordans going to be fishing shoes. You know what I mean? They're going to be fishing boots.
Yeah.
So let's always, we got to be multidimensional to survive this ever-changing, life that's going on. You know what I mean? You got to be able to adapt, man, like a chameleon. That's how I was. I was able to adapt and take things from different parts of my life to be a better person, which is what I'm trying to teach and show the kids a blueprint where, you know what I mean, we know it's hip-hop. Hip-hop raised us, you know what I mean? But hip-hop is multidimensional, like I was just saying. It's not just music, it's a way of life. And in that way of life ain't all about selling drugs and getting the girls and dressing, but we still got to live. But guess what come with living? Dying.
Yeah, that's the harsh but real reality.
So, when we prepare ourselves to live, we got to also keep in the back of our mind one day we're going to die. Nobody wants to die. So when it comes to preparing to live and stay living, this is where I come in with Prestige Protection Services. You know what I mean? Hopefully, we never have to use some of these things, but it's good to always know, you know what I mean? Because when so many people, when you're the man of your home, you know what I mean? When shit pop off, the dad goes first. Yes. So what you going to leave your family? You know what I mean? What you going to leave your kids? What you going to leave your wife, your girl, your daughters? You know what I mean? How they going to survive? So I came up again with this bug out bag where, man, dad not here, but let me grab this. Dad said to grab this knife. Dad said use this compass. Yeah. You know what I mean? Dad said do this. You know what I mean? And, another thing that I push, you know what I mean? Being interactive with your family, with your kids, you know what I mean? Taking them out to shoot, taking them out.
I was just about to shoot. Actually, I was just about to bring that up about because we talked about that. You said you're a big, gunsman and self protector. Yeah. But I was just saying that's what the whole anchor life is about.
Word.
It starts with me as a man.
Word.
And I feel like that as an anchor, what it does to the ship, it holds it down. And that's what my anchor life is. Anybody that hold down their family is a part of this anchor life.
Yes, sir.
If you don't even know it, that's me, and that's a big thing, part of me. And because when I seen it, I'm like, yo, if this anchor is not down here, you just drifting.
Just drifting, man.
So I feel like as men, we
no purpose.
We held accountable, regardless.
Yep.
So that's what anchor life is about. And I try to tell people, like, anchor life. Even single moms, you're the anchor of this family. I'm the anchor of my family. You the anchor of yours. Yep. And you holding this down. Nobody else, like you said, ain't nobody coming.
Yep. Ain't nobody coming to save you.
I gotta hold this down.
Word. And we deal with that stigmata too of being black because we look a certain way. Because your hat say Crunk Lip Fresh. You know what I mean? My hat say New York Yankee. That is taboo for us to have a firearm. You know what I mean? They show all these, these kids, we ain't gonna say different colors, but different genres of kids. It's okay for them to take pictures holding their rifles and their AR-15s and their 9s and their 45s, but when we do it, they call us gangbangers. So again, what I'm trying to do, what I'm doing, I'm showing you, it's different faces. We all want to survive, no matter where we're from.
Educate them.
We all from there, you know what I mean? Just because I might be from Newark, New Jersey. You might be from Atlanta, Georgia. He might be from Decatur, whatever. We all want to live. We all have the right to defend ourselves and protect ourselves. And I shouldn't look different because I'm holding a firearm than what that guy down the street is looking. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
So, but the way to break that stigmata is through education and information. You know what I mean? Showing people, because for years, man, they showed us in movies like New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, motherfuckers outside holding the gun sideways and shit, hitting everything but the target. What I mean? So subliminally,
and we didn't have training. Yeah, that is not the way
you do it.
That is not
so
the
subliminally,
way.
What they tell us, what our kids see is, go outside, and when you shooting the enemy, you holding your gun sideways, and this is why you hit every motherfucker but the target. You know what I'm saying? And this is what you call it, strays. You know what I mean?
Stray bullets.
Innocent bystanders.
Yes.
That was all done by design. You know what I mean? To show you shooting like that. So we want to change that, and we want to give people proper training. Proper education, proper information. You know what I mean? Proper self-defense ways. You know what I mean? You don't want you just running out. First of all, your firearm is the last means of protection.
Of defense, yes.
Last.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When it comes, but if we don't teach our children how to use it, you know what I mean? They're gonna grab it. It's gonna be their first thing when they get their hand on it.
So let me ask you this, because I don't know. And you seem a lot more educated, and I probably need to do my research. What is the proper age or the right age for a child to use a firearm?
Man, for me, at my house, is the minute you know right from wrong. Because my children grew up around guns. Like, I always had guns in my home. I always had guns, man. I have right now, I own a plethora of guns. You know what I mean?
You got to speak on that. But I got you.
They're in different places. Oh, it's all legal. Like I said, this is what I do. I'm a firearm trainer, trainer. But just like when you teach your children the stove is hot, don't touch the stove. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They should know not to touch that firearm. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not saying be neglectful or, not pay attention to what's going on, but they have to know. You have to introduce these firearms as a part of your life. You know what I mean? Because like I said, no one's going to come protect you but you. So I am definitely an advocate of firearm, but I'm also of owning a firearm, but I'm also a strong advocate of firearm training. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like I said, it's a right way. You know what I mean? Guns don't kill people, man. People kill people, man. So they keep coming up with, there's no way in the world I would ever say don't own a gun when the government got them. The police got them. Yeah. That robber, that thief, that person that's doing stick-ups, they don't care about the law. So they're going to have one anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? So my thing is, get it legally, right? And do what you have to do to learn how to use it properly. You know what I mean? Go through your training. I also believe that you should have training before you even touch a firearm. Yes. Safety. Yes, sir, always.
Take that course, pay that money, go to your local your gun range, or find an instructor. They all online.
They out here.
And pay that money.
Yeah, pay them.
Because ain't no point in you sitting there doing what's that boy for 8 Mile?
Cheddar bobbing yourself. You don't want to shoot yourself. Cheddar bobbing
yourself out here. Nah.
And once you start
embarrassing yourself in the club.
Once you start learning the information on how to use one, you're gonna get less of cheddar bobbing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're gonna actually get less of murder. See, they say that the key to it to stop the murder is to take the guns. But the key is education. Yes. Because once you see what it can do and the power you have, you know what? I've never been as humble as I was until I got the right to carry firearms legally. Once I got that, I don't argue in traffic. I don't argue in the supermarket because I know what's on my waist and I know what I can do to you. That humbles you. Yeah, it does. So the guy that's running around, I do this, I do that, he's a guy that ain't had no firearm instruction or training, and he shouldn't have that firearm. You know what I mean? So.
Okay. So you mentioned celebs that you said that you was working with the bug out bag. Can you speak on certain celebs, or you don't want to name drop?
I don't want to do no name dropping, but it's a few that I am talking to right now. There's a couple that already have things in motion. Okay. And again, when I started my security company, it was basically based on teaching how to survive. Okay. I mean, again, that was the name of my program, Survive. But I've been blessed enough to meet different celebs that needed my services. And with that being said, they was interested in a lot of the things I had going on. You know, what I mean, I can't name one. When I first started Survive, I had
like, come on, guys, you got to give me
yeah,
one
I'll tell
name
you a
drop.
little
Give me a,
so
give my Crunk Lit Fresh.
yeah.
They got to know who I'm sitting next to.
So
You know what I'm saying? You got to give me one name drop.
I do one.
Come on, man. I'm acting like Shannon in here. Come on.
When I started, right, I reached out to Nick Cannon. I was trying to do self-destruction. I don't know if you ever heard of the song Self-Destruction.
Baby Maker.
But Self-Destruction was a song that came up back in the day. It was by D Nice, it was Dougie Fresh, it was Stetson Sonic, it was Kara's one. It was a whole bunch of MCs that came out that was out in the 80s.
Okay.
They had a song.
Like the 80s. So you said Carlos, I said, ooh.
They had a song called Self-Destruction. And at this time, I'm like, damn, man, these rappers ain't coming up with nothing that say self-destruction, you know. So in 2018, I started inboxing a bunch of celebs. I'm like, listen, man, we had the death of so many rappers at the time. Everybody was dying. 2018 to 2021, it was like the bloodiest years for hip-hop, you know.
Yeah.
And you looking at all that, I'm like, man, you know, the music actually, you know, it trains us. The music is our daddy. The music is our mom. You know what I mean? We live up to this music. You know what I mean? When we hear this music, this is what we want to be. You know what I mean? When Lil Jon did the whole Crunk movement, everybody was Crunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Y'all see
when NWA was gangsters, everybody was gangsters. You know what I mean? When these other kids came out with the tight pants everywhere. So understand the influence that music had.
Big influence.
So I was hitting them like, you know, at the time, I guess it wasn't a cool thing to do. I mean, I hit every celeb, you know what I mean? Like, yo, look, I want to put together, you guys coming together doing another self-destruction. You know what I'm saying? I had my whole list. I wanted Future on there. I wanted Jeezy on there. I wanted T.I. on there. I hit all of them up, man. I went in their DMs. I got no responses, man. The one response I did get back, though, was from Nick Cannon. From his management had reached out to me.
That's dope. And you got Nick Cannon.
We was talking and we was trying to get this whole thing.
Let's goddamn shout out to Nick Cannon.
Yes, sir, Nick Cannon. All right.
Shout out to Nick Cannon's team. Actually trying to big up, you know.
And then
started from the bottom.
Yep. And I got so excited, man. I think I gave you a call on that too. And then boom, COVID hit. When COVID hit, it was like, damn, it was a standstill. But the good thing COVID did was all them stars that I reached out to, now that everything was at a standstill, they all started hitting me up.
Going crazy.
Let's do this, man. Let's do that. You know what I mean? I think they were just trying to do something, trying to jump on the next wave to get some bread because nobody was doing shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, everybody was locked in.
Yes, sir. And, you know, like I said, that didn't go anywhere. And quiet as kept, I see a lot of people talking the same thing that I sent to them. So I'm just waiting for one of that to bust off. And then I'm going to hit them like, hey, man, you remember I gave you that idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day.
Hey, you got to pay the piper now.
Yeah,
Don't pull up on your skirt. Like, what's up with it?
So Nick Cannon has lupus. And during this time, COVID was there. So, you know, as you know, the thing with the vaccine, and people were scared to be around each other, and it was that type of thing. So me and him kind of fell out of touch with each other.
Yeah.
And which was cool, you know what I'm saying? I still stay there, I still call them every now and then, but the things that they wanted to do, I couldn't do. I have my own views on this COVID thing and all that, you know what I'm saying? So again, Lifetime reached out to me doing a show.
That's dope. Hold on, we got to do that again.
Yeah, Lifetime and the Discovery Channel. They reached out and they want to do a show with my family, you know, showing how we survived, different things we was doing, and so we had that going for a couple months. We was preparing on. It was almost like a Doomsday Prepper show. I don't know if you ever heard of that, Doomsday Preppers, but it's when they get a bunch of guys like me to show you how they survive if some shit was to pop off. What's the chances of us staying alive? So they came and we got all this together, man. We got it all ready, and then they came and said, well, you know, all y'all got to get vaccinated now before we start shooting. And I had to make an executive decision for my family, you know. I said, nah, we ain't gonna do it like that. And so, you know, that leads me back to what I was doing, square one again and again. Certain celebs reached out to me. Some of them I'm still in contact with. Some of them became close friends, and we got a lot of things that we got going on coming. again, everything I do is all protection minded. You know what I mean? It's all for the people, man, not just for us, but our children, man. You know, they still locking us up at alarming rates. You know what I mean? We still our number one enemies in this world is the police. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things going on that we need to be mentally prepared for, as well as physically prepared.
Well, would you say not all police?
Excuse me. Definitely not all, and that's what any adversary is. Never all. It's not all white people. It's not all black people. It's not all police. It's not all government. You know what I'm saying? But you do have that overzealous few in every genre. So what I'm saying is, when I say police, you know how anybody could be the police. The police is somebody that governs and exert their authority. You know what I mean? And my thing is, I just look at people, you know, you got a lot of people that they talk with two tongues. You know, they'll tell you one thing, but they doing something different. And those are people we got to look out for.
What they say, you throw a stone, hide your hand or something like that?
Exactly.
How's that saying go?
Exactly. And I got pulled over by the police, matter of fact, yesterday. And I'm riding. They pulled me over. First thing I did was I rolled down all four of my windows, put my hands on the steering wheel, and I looked straight ahead. When he came over, I said, "How you doing, officer?" He said, "Oh, how you doing?" He said, "I'm pulling you over because I got a tint on my license plate.
Got you.
It's always something.
Yeah.
I said, "Okay," and he said, "Well, let me see your license and shit." I'm like, "All right." I said, "Look, I got a gun right here." He backed up, put his hand on this thing. "Where is it?" I said, "It's right here. I keep my gun in my cup holder so I can grab it when I gotta grab it."
Most
definitely. And he said, "Do you mind if I take it back to my car?" I never heard no shit like that.
Nah,
you know what I said? "Go ahead, man." He said, "I'm gonna reach over you." I said, "No, I'd rather you walk around my other side and do it." You know what I mean? So he came around, grabbed my gun.
Well, usually they'll tell you, "Hey, step out," and then
do that
or something like that.
Yeah. Then I started videoing him. Once he took the gun back to the car, I turned my video on. So I'm like, "Yeah, boom, boom, boom." He comes back. He's like, "All right, you know," after I tell him who I am, and after he run and see I don't have no kind of warrants, no nothing. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna put your gun back here on the seat. Just make sure you handle that for me. You know, don't touch your gun until I get in my car and pull off." I'm like, "Damn, this nigga scary as hell." You know what I mean? But then I thought about it. I'm like, you know, it's a shame we living in this world where, you know, you're judged by how you look first. You know what I mean? Because they don't do that with everybody, bro. You know what I mean? But because of how I look, you know, I had a white T-shirt on. I had a private Yankee hat on, tattoos out and shit. Yeah. First thing they think is criminal, you know. And like I said, I want to change that stigmata. I want everybody to know that we grew up certain ways, but we're grown now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody evolves. Well, everyone should evolve. So don't look at me and judge me by how I look. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So it was good. And we partied good. I was like, "Thank you, officer." He like, "Thank you." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, he don't know I'm on his team. You know what I mean? I want him to go home to his family. I need to go home to my family.
Most definitely.
Because at the end of the day, police or not, if I feel threatened by you, I have to defend myself.
Understandable. Most definitely understandable.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you this. When you said, you know, so do you have a gun club or something like that? That, like, if people wanted to, you say you're an instructor, like, how do they reach you? Do you have, like, what's your schedule?
Yeah, well, right now, like I said, all you gotta do is DM me. You can go through Prestige Protection Services LLC, or you can go on my TikTok, which is KazWilson 770. Just shoot me a DM, you know, and we can make it happen. You know, I have different guns that you can choose from, and that we can go and we can learn and we can do this thing together, man. Because safety is a thing for everybody. Saying, and again,
most definitely,
when it comes down to it, it's all about the education. You know what I mean? And you'll be surprised how many alliances I made choosing to protect myself. I mean, when I'm in these gun ranges and things like that, I meet people from all colors, all backgrounds, from law enforcement to teachers, white, black, Indian, whatever, and we all have common goal as men right there, that we're protecting ourselves, we're protecting our families. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing when we are here to do the same thing, you know what I mean? And they see, yo, he look like that, but he want his family to live. He want to live. And that's what we trying to do, man. We trying to stay here. We trying to weather this storm, man. We got so many people that look up to us as being men. Now, on the flip side, as women, you know what I mean? Everyone, you could go look at my wife along with other people. They have a gun club called Lady Killers. So you can go look that up also. I'm on Instagram and online. Go hit those people up, DM them, women too. Everyone reserves the right to protect themselves.
Okay. So you say you got a security company?
Yes, Prestige Protection Services.
Okay. So any big celebs you did this for? Like any?
Yeah, a few. I'd rather not say the names, but
okay.
Because sometimes I'm just a part of the crew. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So it's good that you don't need to know, what your right hand is doing, your left hand. So I like to blend in.
Yeah, because I mean,
some of your most favorite celebs, I'll be in the house, man. We're making sure shit is right. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's more than a bodyguard thing. It's a genuine love that I have for these people. We have genuine friendships, and hey, man, just watch yourself, man. Come in peace, man. Come in love, respect. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna do the same for you. Let's get this education together. Come through. You know what I mean? Come and say hello, but don't be overzealous.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess on your Instagram they gonna see it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Once you get on my Instagram,
once you go to his Instagram, he being modest over here, real modest.
Definitely.
But when you go to his Instagram, you gonna see who he's a family with. Yes. We gonna say bodyguard or protector.
Not even bodyguard, man. We family. And that's how I present what Prestige Protection Service is about. Okay. Again, it's family oriented. It's geared to protect family. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this: are you hiring?
I'm always hiring, looking for like-minded people, but because of the stature of people that I deal with, it's a process, a vetting process that we do go through. Again, I'm looking for like-minded people to help in this thing because kids are first, and if I lay my life down, that means I gotta love you. It's deeper than money. You can't give me $500 and say, "Hey man, hold me down." That don't go down like that. I'm not gonna lose my life for $500. So what we're doing is
the price be pricing.
Exactly, and we're actually making connections with these people. You know what I mean? This is people that's not a one-time thing.
Bond.
This is my family, brother.
A familyhood, a brotherhood.
Exactly. It's a brotherhood because it takes a village. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Everyone has strengths. Your strength might not be bodyguarding, but your strengths might be, being a general. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So I try to connect. I'm not, like I said, it's not about money. It's about building this thing and protecting this thing called life, where I'm protected as well as you. So this was make my security company a little different. We are family based again. If I work with you, we're family. You know what I'm saying? And I reserve the right to be particular because when my kids go to my funeral or ever had to go to my funeral, it's not going to be because of Joe Schmo. It's going to be because of Uncle such and such. You know what I'm saying?
So let's go back to you brought up north. What is it? Up north promotions.
Yes.
Up north promotions. So we was talking. So you also dabble in music.
Yes, sir.
Okay, speak a little bit about that with the Up North promotion and the dabbling in the music, and you got people signed, or if it's artists that want to get signed.
Word.
So I told y'all he's already an interesting man. He's a one-man wrecking crew.
Yes.
And that's how a majority of people that I know and deal with, that's how they are.
Yes.
So enlighten my Crunk Lit Fresh family on the Up North promotions about the whole music.
Okay, so again, like I said, man, where I'm from, the era I'm from, which is the 80s, 90s, you know what I mean? Everything was about hip-hop. That plays a major part in my life, you know what I mean?
In both of ours, yeah.
Exactly. So, of course, I grew up rapping and everything, and, one of my closest, almost like family, Queen Latifah, that's why I actually did my first security.
The Queen?
She's family, you know what I mean?
Another name drop, but I appreciate that on Crunk Lit Fresh. I heard it.
Yeah, man. Oh, definitely. And she's family and also one of the realest people I know. And she definitely felt protected around us, you know what I'm saying? So let me just shout out to Columbia Ave, Newark, New Jersey, 18th Ave, Irvington, New Jersey.
Okay.
Let me also shout out, we can go there with Naughty by Nature. We can go there with Ryan Rascals. We can go there with... These are all people from my era. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That even Redman. You can go. Shout out to Do It All from Lords of the Underground. He's now a councilman in Newark, New Jersey. We grew up seeing these people, and protection is in the heart. So we grew up naturally when we was with these people. We nothing's gonna happen to these people. You know what I mean? They're part of us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And again, like I said, everyone was family. So we never looked at it as protection. It was family, and what you do with family, you protect family. So anyway, I remember as young as 10, 11 years old, just rapping for Queen Latifah. She'll pull up, Kyle, let me hear something. I spit it. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. You know what I mean? This went on my whole life, all the way up to, I gotta say, like maybe my 30s, man. And we just became so close and so cool. And she was an inspiration. But at a certain age, I stopped pursuing rapping. Not saying you got to be a certain age. I heard Andre 3000 say he don't want to rap no more because he's too old. But I feel like the older you are, the more knowledge you got to give people. But instead of me getting on the mic now, I try to pour that into the younger kids, the youngest artists. My sons are rapping, their friends are rapping. You know? But like I said, you gotta
shout them out on this Crunk Fresh platform.
30 Angels, follow them on Instagram too. Okay. 30 Angels, and they got some things going on. We got some things coming in the future, But again,
so is how do you pronounce that? 30
Angels. 30 ANGELS. 30 Angels.
Okay, so y'all make sure y'all hit them up.
30 Angels, yeah. And I'm not with the promoting of the killing of our own. You know what I mean? The killing of anybody human. You know what I'm saying? So what we're promoting is positive music. You know what I mean? Positive. We seen the dark side. You know what I mean? We seen the crack deals. We seen the murder. We seen the drive-bys. You know what I mean? So we want to talk more about, let's get uplifted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's start boosting ourselves, man, because this low vibration thing got us, killing each other, man, and feeling lower than what we are, man. The suicide rate is crazy out here. The murder rate is crazy out here. You know what I mean? Kids still growing up without no mother, no father. It's so much going on, man. And it's like, man, we got to pause. But with life going so fast, you can't just stop it. You can't hit them brakes.
Yeah.
So while we going, I just say, let's tweak it a little bit. You know what I mean? Let's change the direction. Let's change the narrative, Let's put some kids in front of this mic and in front of this TV that's saying something. You know what I mean? Another misconception people got is because you're positive, you're a punk. You know what I mean? Or you're a pussy. You know what I mean?
None of that.
But real men stand on positivity. Real men stand on something. You know what I mean? A real man don't want a ticket life. You know what I mean? He want to help build one. You know what I mean? Real man don't hate. He congratulate. You know what I mean? A real man want to teach the next man. We got to get out of this mentality of, oh, he doing that, let me kill him. You know what I mean? His shirt white, we gonna kill him. You know what I mean? His shoes nice. All the girls like him, let's kill him. You know what I mean? Let's come together. That's my brother. When you shine, I shine. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
When I shine, you shine. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of this is a mind state change that we got to change. It's a mind state. And again, music was very influential coming up. Again, Tupac, I'm the biggest fan. Shout out to the Outlaws. You know what I mean? My peoples, you know what I mean? Rest in peace, Fatal Hussein. You know what I mean? Y'all go check out the Outlaws too. They still doing music. Shout out to Young Noble. Shout out to Idi Amin. These people, shout out to Mutai too, Napoleon. You know what I mean? These people helped raise me, right?
Okay.
And we did everything negative. But now they're doing everything positive. And I've evolved with these people. See, music has to evolve. Yes. We have to get out that when we're just sitting here killing people. You know what I mean? Music has to evolve. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. We all are evolving species. You know what I mean? And if we don't change our mind state, man, we ain't going to have nobody. We're not going to have no leaders. We're not going to have nobody to continue this thing, man. We got to spread this black love. You feel me?
Most definitely. Most definitely. So when it comes to, are you signing people, or are you just, with the music, you just chilling?
Definitely. Right now, my group is 30 Angels. Those are who I'm dealing with. I have a couple other artists that I'm trying to bring on, but right now, if you have music, hey, feel free, DM me your music. If you don't have no management, DM me. You know what I mean? I'm open to that. I also manage.
Y'all better pay attention now. I told you he's a very interesting man now. And, he's a very interesting man. Exactly. He got a lot of connections. Y'all gonna see it when you go to his Instagram. You gonna see who he deal with. I see it. So it was just like I'm still shocked. I feel like I'm sitting next to some big time. Well, you are big time.
Nah,
actually,
well, we all big time in our own mind.
Okay.
But see, this is the thing. What I like about us, man. Like I said, when we met, all we had was dreams of what we was going to do. You know what I mean? And I'm glad to be sitting here on your platform, seeing you bring this to fruition. You know what I mean? And like again, you my man first. You know what I mean? Like I said, I applaud any man, any black man doing something to take care of his family, doing something positive, man. We ain't pushing no drugs, man. We ain't killing nobody, man. We ain't doing that, man. We trying to be family, man, and we come in peace, believe it or not. Everything is at peace, man. You know what I mean? I'm like a diplomat, man. I come, I want to talk first, you know what I mean? But I want you to know, we can only be as big as we treat each other. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest
we
can
be. Say that
we can only be as big as we treat each other, man. So you know what I mean? He's my brother, you know what I mean? And by him being my brother, I gotta let him know what he's doing good, and I gotta let him know what he's doing bad. And I accept the same.
No yes man.
Exactly. Let me know, man. Let me know. Like I said,
most definitely.
You know, God's been really good, man. He's continuing to be a blessing and to show me his power. You know what I mean? So, like I said, me and him being here, we never thought about this, man.
No,
we could bring this back 5 years ago, 4 years ago. We never talked about this, you know what I mean?
At all.
So again, we forever evolving positively.
Yes, we are.
You know what I mean? This is all positive things, you know, and if you don't take nothing else from this conversation, just know to evolve in a positive manner. And you believe me, the universe, God, whatever you believe in is going to pay you back according to the deeds, according to the energy you putting out there. You're going to get that back. You know what I'm saying? And we got to change, again, the stigmata of I look like this, so I'm going to act like this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I feel like the way I look is my biggest weapon. You know what I mean? Because I'm a chameleon. You don't know what I might look like walking out the street. You know what I mean? But when we start talking, you're going to see I'm not that. And I want these kids to know you could be who you are, you know what I mean, but still stand on something. Don't let nobody tell you who you are because of what you look like. You know what I mean? We are hip-hop. This is the 50 years of hip-hop. It's written on one side of my hat. But I represent that proudly because hip-hop was a major part of my life.
You know what I mean? Definitely.
And hip-hop actually saved my life also, just like it saved a lot of us. Now, a lot of people say, well, hip-hop destroyed my life. They try to paint this picture that hip-hop is this bad thing, but it's really not. Hip-hop is in the hands of who has the mic. So make sure when you have the mic, you saying something that's going to help and not destroy. Again, shout outs to Self-Destruction, my Survive team, because if you really got something to say, link up with me, man. You know, link up with me. Let's do something together, man. I got a lot of great ideas, and what I'm looking for actually is more resources, you know what I mean, and more relationships, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It takes money to fund some of these things, you know what I mean? And sometimes you want to go up here, oh, GoFundMe, and you know, people don't like that GoFundMe, and they look at everything as a scam. So I don't ask for money, but what I am asking for is relationships. You know, reach out, man. You reach out to Pimpin', Captain Pimpin', man. He out here, he doing something, man.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? He needs sponsors. I need sponsors. You know what I mean? We trying to do something special. You know what I mean? We trying to bring something authentic and something from the heart to the table. You feel me?
Most definitely. So before we wrap up, Kaz, is there anything else that you feel like you need to put out on the table, or you forgot something I didn't ask you, or you just want to get it off your chest? Is there anything else before we wrap this thing on up?
Not really, man. I'm just going to say like this. Like I said, man, when you have this mic in front of you, when you have a platform, say something positive, man. We have kids watching. We have women that's looking at you for your guidance. We have men that's looking for your guidance, you know what I'm saying? We have the community watching, the police is watching, everybody watching. So when you got a mic in your face, and this is going out to the entertainers, I'm talking about singers, rappers, actors, let's say something. Let's say something about, because you know what? They'll say hip-hop kills. They'll say the music kills, and then we'll turn around and we'll watch a movie with Sylvester Stallone blowing up airplanes and shit. And he get all his accolades, and they don't say he's a thug. But when we talk, so that lets you know how powerful hip hop is. So understand, we got to have a balance. Everything can't be shoot 'em up, bang, bang. And we have to teach. We have to have a basis, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? We can't keep preaching death without preaching life. So all I'm asking for is let's be a little more conscious on what we're doing. And Again, shout outs to Atlanta, man. I love Atlanta, man. Atlanta's been nothing but good to me, man.
That's
I love
dope.
Atlanta, man. Shout outs to what you call it, the East Side, West Side, North Side, South Side.
The whole metro.
Whole metro area, man. Shout out to all the artists. You all have been, I mean, dope, man. I take my hat off to the other podcasts based here in Atlanta. Shout outs to Jersey. You know what I mean? Jersey all day by way of Atlanta, man. I love Atlanta. Again, let's raise our kids. Let's stick together, man. Let's be each other's friends, man. Let's stop being nemesis, man. It's okay to say, hey, man, I like what you said. Well, can we do this? Let's link. Let's link, man.
Most definitely.
Let's link, man. Don't hate me, love me, man. And I'm going to reciprocate
Most
that
definitely.
energy that you put out.
All right, man. Well, guys, I appreciate you coming, man.
Yes, sir, man. Okay.
Hey, y'all, that's going to wrap it up for another episode of Crunk Lit Fresh. You already know who I am. If you don't know, it's your player partner, Captain Pimpin'. Yes, sir. And I'm out.